Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Kat, known as phamerina.planning here on YouTube and on Instagram. And today's video is a plan with me for the week of February 10th through February 16th using this gorgeous, stunning, it's so beautiful. I really love this kit. This gorgeous kit from miss+meow foiled in gold called Fairytale. I knew when I saw it last year because I don't think she released it last year. I think she released it like 2023. I feel like I don't remember exactly, um but by the time I started like really paying attention to sticker shops and, and buying all of the sticker kits, I feel like this one had been out for a little bit. Um, so I knew that I wanted to use this for Valentine's Day week because it's so romantic. How many love songs that do we have that compare a relationship to a fairy tale? Um, and I just like we all want to have a fairy tale of our own. So, yeah, that is why I decided to use it this week because it gave me um like I wouldn't say different Valentine's Day vibes, but it definitely gave me just unique Valentine's Day vibes. Um because I don't I mean pink is one of like the big primary colors in this kit, but there's blues, there's oranges, a little bit of red, a purple was a prominent color in this kit. So I feel like I that was the biggest reason I really wanted to use the kit because of the colors that were Valentine's Day coded, but not necessarily entirely Valentine's Day. So let me backtrack here. So bottom washies, my plan was to stick within the columns. I didn't want to really do an extended look, mostly because the washi was still cut at this time, and it's a pain in the butt to try to line them up. So when I had them down, I was like not gonna fight it anymore. So for my date cover area, I wanted to pull in this lace from Saucy Stickers Co. because lace, um, Valentine's, romantic, it just made a lot of sense. It had been a while since I pulled like the floral washi. Hopefully, it's been a while. I feel like it's been a while since I pulled the floral washi trim up into the date cover area, so I wanted to do that. Um, and then uh, I believe I do end up using date scripts. Oh, right. Sorry. Let me backtrack. I wanted to use um the butterfly foiled washi. I believe this one is from it's either the Pretty Pink Co or Sadie Stickers, and part of me really wants to think it was the Pretty Pink Co. Um, is where I got this from. Um, and I felt like it needed a color backdrop to I don't know. I felt like if I put it against the white, it just would have looked like it was floating somewhere. I mean, it still kind of does look like it's floating somewhere, but if I at least put a color wash behind it, so those are the torn paper strips from Dash of Sun. Um, they didn't feel as empty, floaty. So that's why that was my thought process for doing that because I did debate whether I wanted to bring in the headers instead because I like to delineate my date cover area from my columns, but um, I just decided against that because I had a lot going on in my date cover area. Since I wasn't committed to the full length look, I decided to go ahead and trim those down. Um, but that was kind of a decision made now. Otherwise, I wouldn't have applied the adhesive on the full length washi. Um, because now it was a little bit harder to pull up. So for my sidebar, I wanted to pull in the two full boxes that had the script in it. Um, so it was supposed to go in the February haul, but we saw how long that haul was. So I decided to tack some of this other stuff from Journal Say, so kind of more bullet journal type stuff. I'm going to tack it into the March haul. Um, so I got like a bunch of washi that had script on it, some other elements like the one from the Tailor Made Creative kit from last week. So I decided to pull the two full boxes that had the script in it, and bring in that washi tape that had the script, to kind of pull those in. I wanted to use these two full boxes, because I knew at this point in time my game plan was to was to keep it simple. And by simple, I meant boxes in the column, no tilting, using headers. Like, I was going to try to keep everything in line with the column. That was my original intention. So since I wanted to keep the rest of this spread relatively simple, actually not even relatively, I wanted to keep it simple. I wanted to take it back a little bit, make it a little more old school. That was the plan. I figured, then I could go a little bit more my typical planning style in the sidebar. Tilt the boxes, but I cut them so that they remained in the column. And then just making sure I filled out the rest of the sidebar with color washes, deco, like do my typical type of thing in the sidebar. Cuz I wanted to keep the rest of the spread simple. It's been a while since I've done one, right? I think around Christmas time was the last time I kind of did it very old school boxes in the column style. So I was like, it's December to February. It's been a while. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's keep it simple. Go crazy in the sidebar. Keep the rest of it simple. And if you haven't guessed, I did everything but that. I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit because sidebar is pretty simple. Month call out inside that frame. Oh, the frames are from Saucy Stickers because I knew they would pair so well. If you have the ones from the Pretty Pinko from the Advent, they would have also worked really well with this one. But I kind of like the vintagey kind of bronzy look from the Saucy Stickers one, so that's why I went with those. Plus the deco kit also had some frames in there. So these were the ones at hand, and I felt like they matched a little bit better. So here is where if we start with the best intentions here, put the two boxes in the column. But I was like, let's play with these frames. I have these frames from Saucy Stickers. Let's play with them. Let's put one on each corner. I did debate maybe figuring out how to extend it all the way, but I was like, that's too much work, Kat. You wanted to keep it simple. So what I was planning to do was just put the two corners, then figure out how to just line the bottom of it. Because now in retrospect, what I could have probably done was find like two of the longer looking frames and then just like actually frame the whole thing, not omit the bottom. Because because here's where things start going a little outside of the plan. So I knew I wanted to use this like greenery arch looking thingy. And my vision, my brain thought at the time was like making this kind of look like a photo shoot type of deal, with the book in the background has kind of like a backdrop, but we were outside. So that's why, I pulled in the blue color swatch for the sky, put some clouds in there. And I was like, all right, so then if we make a scene on this side, we have to make a scene on the other side. We can't just have a scene on one side and like, unless you put it on like Monday through Wednesday, then we could have got away with it, I think. But you can't just put a scene on one side, so I've got to put something else on this other side. And I have this like brain block when it comes to just like putting giant florals down. Like, I don't know what it is about my planning style, but I'm like, I can't. Like, it's too easy. I think that's really what it is. My brain thinks it's too easy. Putting a giant floral down, too easy. Not that it's, and I'm not making a comment on anybody who likes to do that, who utilizes giant florals, because I really, like, to me, I would love it if I could just like put one down and just be happy with it. Like, me personally, I would be so, like, my life would be so much easier if I could just put a giant floral down, like cut it to what it needs to be, and then just be happy with it, because I wouldn't have to come up with these convoluted but beautiful moments to make my creative, like, to scratch that creative itch. um so, like I said, the original intention was to keep it simple and like do the crazy stuff in the sidebar, and like maybe leave this framing moment, like the frames themselves has the other crazy moment. But as we can see now, that didn't happen. I did pull in, let me also like explain, this brick texture pattern is also from Saucy Stickers. My thought was like that's the wall outside that we were near. And I just really wanted to use the film strip. Long story short, I just really wanted to use the film strip. So again, at this point in time, I was still, I was like, well, we can save this other side. We can still keep this other side simple. Boxes, headers. Just leave it. So I think I edited it out, but I put all of the I was like, let me see. So I put the washi, the clear backing down first, and then I put the boxes in place, and I like sat back and I like looked at it, and I'm like, it's too simple. It's too different, right? I like looked at them and I was like, it's too different. It's too different. This whole moment over here, it flows from one moment to the next. So I can't just have the left side not flow from one moment to the next. So originally I was going to like kind of retrofit in my floral boxes underneath so that they all kind of connected, but I like looked at it, I'm like, no, this looks kind of silly. So removed the floral boxes, and then again I looked at the frames that were in the kit, and I was like, okay, we can take these frames and kind of um not interlock them, but connect these full boxes in that way. Have the boxes connect, or have the frames connect the full boxes to each other. Um so that was part of that was part of my my reason for how this all came about, when my original intention was to keep it simple. The second reason is like, I guess it's because of when I came into the sticker planning community. Like, boring head, like, I don't know, headers, they just don't really do it for me. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, they're great for like stacked boxes. Like if I'm doing stacked full boxes, that's great. I will use them in the tops. I will use them in the bottoms of the column. But like if I don't put the oh, and if I put like all the boxes in a singular row, like my brain comprehends that. It understands that. It makes sense. But when it comes to like having boxes in a scatter kind of pattern, um headers just don't, I don't know, like it just doesn't work for me. It's like, does anybody else understand? I mean, I am a weirdo, I do know that. That's not my question. um but believe me when I said I spend you see how long this video is. I spend a lot of time, and it's not like it's time well spent, because this is flexing creative muscles. This is my form of creative expression. This is relaxing to me, except for when it gets frustrating, but it's generally speaking an enjoyable hobby that's relaxing. um where was I going? Oh my goodness, what was I just talking about? I'm so sorry, hold on, backing up. Wanted to keep it simple, hobby, flexing create, I think I was just saying I really wanted to keep it simple, um but because of my style and my where I came in, and like the fact that I had all of these add-ons available to me from basically the get from when I really joined this community. It's very difficult for me to do that. It was really funny because I posted about this. I do like a little kind of sneak peek on Instagram, and Christine said, this is simple for you, Kat. And I'm like, yeah, but and I forgot. Oh my goodness, I forgot what happened on the other side until just now. Um, so it's just funny to me, or it's just interesting for me to see, like when I set myself to do something relatively simple, I don't. And people even say this is kind of simple for me. Um, but yeah, on to the day by day. I'm sorry, I'm like getting really distracted here. Just because like I was talking about how I spent a long time. Like this video is really long. And it's just sometimes I just want to sit down and bang out a spread, but I can't. I guess that's where I was going with that. Sometimes I'm like, just let's put the stickers down, just like get it out, get that expression out, and I end up doing stuff like this. Um, so, so for the day by day, we start with oh, it's a long day inside the suite this day. So when we're processing, we're probably in there for like 6 to 7 hours. Um, I mean, bathroom breaks are a thing, but you have to gown. It takes you 5 minutes to gown. And I'm like, it's sweaty. So it was a long day, so no coffee that day. We had our procedure. Then I was really tired because once you get back into processing, your body is doing something it normally doesn't do regularly. So I was really exhausted, and I was really frustrated because the cells weren't behaving. So since I was kind of like not fully in, like I was thinking about other things when I was driving. I hit this weird intersection or this weird ramp, and I a little fendy bendy, but we're all okay. Everyone's okay. And then I had a good cry because it was a very frustrating week. you know, Cells, long day, fendy bendy. It was just not a good time. It's just not a good day for me. I had a good cry that night. On Tuesday we had some snow because we still got snow in February. We had Italian for dinner, and then why did we do a grocery run? Bub must not have been home that night. Then we did a grocery run. Um, and sorry, just adjusting myself. I'm really sorry. Let's see, grocery run, and then on Wednesday the 12th is actually my partner and I's dating anniversary. Don't get him started on it. He'll go off about how I blew him off for a whole month, and then I was like a dumb teenager at the time. We've been at this point, this day, dating for 16 years. Well, together for 16 years. Um, we're high school sweethearts. If you haven't heard the story, we're high school sweethearts. Stayed long distance during college, moved in, got married, all that jazz. So yes, the 12th was our 16-year dating anniversary. What did we do? Did we do anything special that night? I don't really think so, because again, it was a long day at work, so we probably didn't do anything crazy. We don't really do anything crazy except look at the calendar and be like, hey, look, it's been however many years, which I'm pretty sure I said or I think I talked about it in like the flip through. That's usually what we do. Um, that day, in my downtime at work, I binged some sticker hauls on YouTube, and then that night, Bub must not have been home. He probably was up at grandma's. We watched Dungeons and Dragons, which was a thoroughly entertaining movie. My husband apparently played, like he did D&D before. So like I am mildly intrigued by the aspect, but I'm not like ready to dive into D&D. So hey, you're probably thinking, aren't we done with the base? And I'm like, yes, we were done with the base. But I looked at that diagonal connection on the left side, and I was like, well, I can't just, like, it looks weird not having anything in this upper area. So, like I was saying, I can't just leave it be empty. I just decided to go ahead, take a large floral, take some of the deco, and just kind of create my own kind of composition, I guess you could call it. Um, just because this spread felt really naked in the middle here, and I was like, I need to put something here. And I know that I was gonna probably put like regular day by day stuff here, but like I said, my planning style is a bit maximalist in regards to deco. I guess I'm a bit more like fill in the white space. I wouldn't say no, I wouldn't call myself a no white space planner, but just more like the least amount of white space possible without it being entirely full. So as I was putting this together, I realized I looked at the other side. I was like, let me make sure I pull the music motif into the other side so it doesn't seem like it comes out of nowhere. Because for the foil, I had the foiled sampler that came with the kit. I also pulled in the Coquette collection from Paper Trail Plans and the Butterfly Waltz foiled sampler. Not the collection, but the samplers from the Butterfly Waltz was from Starlight Paper Studio. I'm pretty sure like that's all I kind of really used in terms of foil. And any gold freebie I kind of had lying around. So like I said, I I can't help it. I just was like I needed to put something in the middle here because it just looked unbalanced. We had this diagonal moment going on the left. I needed to put something in the middle here. So now we're back to the day by day. On Thursday, that's where we're at. Yes, Thursday. Thursday, I was just in my feelings. I'm trying to remember why I was just in my feelings, but I was just in my feelings that day. No idea why. I was at no, but it wasn't because of work necessarily. I think I was just in my feelings in general. Um, oh, you know why? It's because we knew the Super Bowl people were going to be off for the Super Bowl like the Monday after because the Eagles were in the Super Bowl and everyone was like, I'm taking off on Monday. And I was like, guys, we still have production. Like, we can't just take off. I still need a team with me. And everyone was kind of just like, well, Kat's going to be there. It's like, well, yeah, but like, why is the expectation that I'm going to be there? Like, how did you not know that I was also going to be celebrated? Like, that was why I was in my feelings, was this whole thing about people taking off of work. And like, I'm not saying that that's not a thing they should do. I'm just kind of like, you guys know we have a campaign going on, right? Like, yeah. So that's why I was in my feelings. And plus, we were at work late. And then a third thing I'm just going to keep to myself. Friday was a Valentine's Day, which I will mark like later inside of this composition. um the Eagles parade was that, oh right, people took the Monday off. I'm sorry, I just filmed these two voiceovers back to back, so I'm confusing my weeks. The Monday that just happened off, and then this Friday a bunch of people took off, and I'm like, guys, we still have production. So over half of my team took off, and I'm like, really, guys? Like, now we had to sub in people. That's why I was in my feelings. Now I remember I was in my feelings because of that. Um, and then it's Valentine's Day too. But mm, I guess we don't really do too much for Valentine's Day either. My husband and I, um, because in its core, relationship should be celebrated all year, at all times. It's nice to have Valentine's Day, but relationships should be celebrated at all times of the year. And then we played trains with Bub that night. He's really getting into like building his own layouts. Well, not amazing layouts because he's just almost 2.5. But he's really getting into his trains and taking wooden pieces and building them, and that means I have to learn how to build them. Um, which was fun. It's a learning experience. Um, and then on Saturday, I made breakfast. Again, I spoke about it before. For some reason, I am the bacon maker, like as in I fry the bacon in this household, and I apparently do it the best. I folded some laundry, and then I finished a book that day. I don't think this was was this the first? No, this definitely wasn't the first book I finished this year. It was The Phantom by Gina Showalter. I really love paranormal romances. Those are just my jam. And Gina Showalter is one of my favorite authors. Although I think it's been I don't know how long I've been reading her, more than 10 years. Um, I don't know if her writing is as good as I remember it being. I still thoroughly enjoy the stories. Like the concepts are what really get me. So that's that. I did enjoy that book. If you're really into paranormal romances, Gina Showalter's she's got really interesting concepts. And I thoroughly enjoy them. Um, I just wish she would finish the Lords of the Underworld series if anyone else reads those. But I feel like she's kind of abandoned that series in favor of new ones. I think that's the reason I get kind of like butthurt about it, is because she's got like 3 current series going on, and Lords of the Underworld is not finished yet, and I don't know if she's going to. So sorry. Moving on. That's not related to this whatsoever. On Sunday, I napped with Bub, and then we had Burger King that day, and then I finished the night with a planning sesh. So, do you want to point out that I tried to pull those headers, the ones from the freebie that you see on like the bottom washi? I wanted to make sure I pulled those into each column, and like I played with where they were placed, whether they stayed within the column, outside the column. So it was a very fun experience trying to sort of stay in a column, but also not at the same time. Um, but yes, so that's the spread. I do even though my original intention was to keep it simple, I am really glad I went down this rabbit hole and like created these beautiful scenes. Like some of like I really am proud of them, and um I'm glad I didn't force myself to stick to what I originally wanted, because I felt like I might not have liked the spread as much. Um and yeah, those are the kit leftovers. We're hitting the flyover, and that's the video. If you enjoyed the video, I would love it if you gave it a little like, leave a comment with any of your thoughts down below, and I would be so happy if you joined my little channel by subscribing, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!